Hi guys, welcome to Vlog My Way. Today we have a very special feature. It is the Thunderbird 500X in getaway orange color and the Meteor 350 in fireball red color. So this is the Meteor 350 fireball variant, and that's the beautiful Thunderbird 500X. So the point of today's video is mainly to draw some casual comparisons and have a walk around of how these two bikes are similar to each other but not the same. Let's start with the Thunderbird 500X here. So this is a very rare bike. Really, I haven't seen much of this bike on the streets, and this bike overall looks phenomenal. Let's start with the seat. This Thunderbird 500X has a single banana seat, whereas the Meteor 350 has a separate dual seats. Especially the rider's seat is a bucket seat. Coming to the visuals first, again the tank, that beautiful orange tank. This has a red tank. Both are teardrop tanks, but over here the tank cap situated on the side, whereas in the Meteor it's bang in the middle. Alright, now coming to the instrument cluster, there are dual pod instrument cluster. This is a manual and a digital instrument cluster. This is the RPM meter, whereas the Meteor has been given a single big pod instrument cluster with a small one. This will show your gear indicator, your fuel gauge, just like Thunderbird, your speedometer, and this will have your tripper navigator. So the tripper navigator will allow you to get to any place if you're connected with the Royal Enfield app. Meteor has a twin down tube frame chassis, while the Thunderbird has a single down tube frame chassis. We all know about the engine. It's a 499cc engine producing 27.2 bhp and 41 Newton meters of torque. Meteor 350 has a 346cc engine producing 20.2 bhp of power with 27 Newton meters of torque. Engine is oil cooled, whereas the Meteor is both oil and air cooled. So both are great machines. You can see that the Meteor is an evolution from the Thunderbird, is evolutionary, and it has the same DNA, whereas both bikes look similar but not the same. Coming to the front part, both the bikes have disc brakes. Meteor is also fitted with dual channel ABS, while this version of the Thunderbird does not have an ABS. The Meteor is fitted with a 300mm disc brake in the front, while the Thunderbird has a 270mm disc, while the rear tires are fitted for Meteor at 270mm and the Thunderbird is a 240mm disc for the rear. Coming to the headlight, the Meteor has a halogen system with a LED rim around it, and it also has a branding for Royal Enfield, whereas the Thunderbird has a projector type headlamp with a LED rim around it, but there is no branding as such for the Thunderbird 500X. Wheel size, the front wheel of both the bikes are fitted with 19-inch wheels, whereas the rear of the Thunderbird has an 18-inch and the Meteor has a diameter of 17-inch. Both the Meteor and the Thunderbird are quite similar in terms of their curb weight. The Thunderbird is a tad heavier at 197 kilos, whereas the Meteor is lighter at 191 kilos. Coming to the tail lamp, the Thunderbird gets a nice looking but slim tail lamp with a reflector at the end, whereas the Meteor gets a more retro looking tail bulb or tail lamp with the reflector at the end. Now this version of the Thunderbird didn't originally come with a backrest, but one can always put an aftermarket backrest. So did the Meteor. The Fireball did not come with a backrest, but this backrest was put after the bike was purchased as an aftermarket measure. So both bikes can also be fitted with windscreens if somebody wants to go on a long tour and want to fit up install windscreen, that is also possible. Coming to the foot pegs of the Meteor, this has a more flatter yet tapered foot peg, whereas the Thunderbird has a rounder foot peg for both the pillion and the rider. Also to note, the Thunderbird 500X has a kickstart along with an electric start. That's the electric start, which is pretty traditionally found in other models of Royal Enfield. Whereas coming to the Meteor, it has not been given a kickstart. It has only been given this rotary switch for an electric start. The Thunderbird X is owned by Mr.Baruah. Sir, can you please come in the camera? So sir, can you please tell us when you bought this bike?
Hi everyone. Can you hear me? See, I got this bike in 2018 when I was in Guwahati, Assam. So my basic intent of buying this bike was to go on trails in the northeast. After that I moved to Mumbai. So I've travelled some parts of Maharashtra. I've got a good biking experience with this motorcycle. The bike is really good. It has a good stance on the road, and it turns heads on the